Hey, today I'm going to talk about 3 French movies that I liked, but I'm not going to actually say the names of the 3 movies because in 2 of them there's a word that I'm having problems pronouncing, and then the third one, it just has like one of the worst names for a movie ever. It's just gross. Ugh, I don't like it. It's a good movie though. The first up is Clouds of Sils Maria. Let's go with that. This is a 2014 movie directed by the guy who did Personal Shopper. This is the film he did right before that one. So I liked that movie a lot. So I kind of had high hopes for this one. And it was an interesting movie. The basic premise, someone compared it to Birdman, and it's a lot like Birdman. I couldn't get that out of my head after I heard that. It's about this actress who's kind of reaching another stage in her career. She's like late 40s. And she kind of is still holding on to like those youthful ideas, but she needs to kind of look at her career in a different way. And also like be prepared for like the changing mindset of just film in general and just the general struggles of like accepting your age and stuff like that. And yeah, it was pretty good. It was really interesting. I don't think I really understood this movie, but I definitely got a lot of this movie. It's a much more subtle movie. And I think upon repeat viewings or just having someone who gets it more explain it to me, I think I'm going to enjoy it more. But I definitely liked it a lot. I would say if you're familiar with the main actress and like her a lot, it's definitely worth checking out then. It is like 95% in English though, so you don't need to worry about like it being French and, you know, that being a deterrent. But yeah, I still like this movie. It was good. It was solid. Next up is It Happened in Saint-Tropez. There is an R in there. I looked several times. This movie came out in 2013, so a year before the last one. Whole reason I wanted to watch it is because Lou Delars is in it, and she's, you know, kind of missed her a little bit. She's great. The premise of the movie is kind of like Death at a Funeral, except instead of it all happening over the course of like a day or a couple of days, it's over the course of like a couple of years, but it kind of shouldn't be. And it's also at a wedding, but it shouldn't be. I think it wanted to be like that dark comedy of Death at a Funeral, but it's way too light for that. And then like they mix in all these like dark things. It's kind of like tonal whiplash at times. It's not funny, it's more awkward. There's still a lot I liked about this. I liked a lot of the ideas. I liked a lot of performances. I think it really just needed like a little bit more ironing out of the wrinkles, and it could have been a really solid movie. Because the movie spread out over like a couple of years, when really it should have just focused on like the first half of the movie, which is set over the course of a weekend. There's a wedding that's happening, and that's where everything should have been. Plus then like there's a couple of characters who are sort of in loveless relationships, and we don't really see how or why they're loveless. We're kind of told why they're loveless. And then also another person is just madly in love with someone that they don't really know. It doesn't work why they're obsessed with this person that they've seen like a couple times over the course of 2 years. Like they've interacted for maybe like a couple of hours at most. But yet we're supposed to like be happy when they end up together. Spoilers, they end up together. I didn't say who though. What could have made it work better is had like they known each other, or like it's just like it been more of a one-sided relationship and it's kind of like one like kind of constantly like pushing the other one off or something like that. Just make it more silly. And it's kind of just more sad this way. I am going to be a negative on this movie, but again, I did like it. It was good. There was lots of good stuff in there. It's just, there's much room for improvement. And lastly is Bang Gang, a modern love story. How did this go through marketing? Like who approved who are the countless people that approved this atrocious title? That being said, this movie's actually good. It's fine. The basic premise, which doesn't happen until a good ways into the movie, is it's about a group of high schoolers who have regularly occurring orgies. I hate that description of the movie because it's really more just about a group of high schoolers who are exploring their sexuality, trying to figure out how to be people while having all of these hormones just rushing through you all the time, and just like figuring out how to, you know, fulfill your desires of wanting to have sex all the time, but then also just like the messy nature of sex and relationships and just the messy nature of being a person. And I think they did a really great job of exploring those. And it was interesting too because I wasn't sure who the main character was for a long time. There's 5 different kids who are all kind of share the lead. I would say there is definitely more of a standout at the end of the movie who I'd say the main character is, but they all do kind of get their time to shine. I'm glad I watched it. I was preparing myself for the worst with just that title and then what people were saying about it, but I was like, I wanted to give it a shot. I'm like, you know, maybe it's not as dumb as it seems. I've been really surprised by so many movies that like I had low expectations of. Like one from the end of last year was This Means War. I thought that movie was gonna be so dumb, but I loved that movie. It was hilarious. I could not stop laughing. So that's why I'm always like, all right, yeah, I'll give something a shot. If there's something about it that intrigues me, I'll go for it. I'm glad I watched this movie. It was a solid movie, not the train wreck I was expecting. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up is Clouds of Sils Maria. It's in at number 50 in the liked category. And then after that is It Happened in Saint-Tropez at number 62 in the liked category. And bringing up the rear is Bang Gang, A Modern Love Story, sitting at number 65, also in the liked category, out of a total of 99 movies. Yep, that's right. I've watched 99 movies so far this year.